Welcome to XOTIC PC's review of this new SAGER. This is the new NP9130 built on the Clevo P151EM1. We're pretty excited to bring you this review today, and we thank you for joining us on this video review. This 9130 is a 15.6 inch laptop. It does come with a full HD matte screen there. For CPU, this does have an upgraded third generation i7-3610 quad mobile, the new Ivy bridge in it. Stock, it just comes with the older second generation Sandy bridge i5-2450 in it. But for this review, we wanted to show you some benchmark scores of those new Ivy bridge processors, so we went ahead and put one in here for you. For graphics, this does have the nVIDIA GTX 670M in it with 1.5 gigabytes of video RAM. There's also integrated Intel graphics in here as well, so it does have NVIDIA's Optimus technology, which is really nice for saving on battery. For RAM, has 8 gigs at 1600 megahertz. That's going to be two 4 gig sticks in there. There is 4 DIMMs, so you can go all the way up to 32 gigabytes of RAM, which is, I mean, in my opinion, just crazy. A year and a half ago or so, we were only seeing 16 gigs being the most, but those new 8 gig modules came out, so you can upgrade all the way to 32 gigabytes now. For hard drive, it does come with a 500 gigabyte 7200 RPM hard drive. There is just one hard drive bay in here, and pretty much now with all these new SAGERs that came out towards the end of April of this year, 2012, they pretty much, SAGER just puts in a standard 500 gigabyte hard drive in all their systems. You can of course go in and upgrade those to a new Intel 520 SSD, and there's also some Seagate hybrid drives available as well. So those are the basic specs of this 9130, and again, we thank you for joining us, and we'll go ahead and get started on the review. Okay, we just wanted to talk to you briefly about the screen first on this SAGER NP9130. It is a 15.6 inch matte screen, full HD. What you're seeing here is just some 3D Mark 06 graphics runs, just to give you some perspective of color clarity and some other things. Overall, I think it's a great screen. For a matte screen, I think the 15-inch screens perform better on the horizontal viewing axis than maybe the 17-inch screens. That's just my opinion. After doing quite a few of these video reviews on the 17-inch screens, we generally see a little bit more wash from side to side, and in my opinion, you really don't get a whole lot of wash. You know, optimal viewing, of course, is directly 90 degrees on center, but as we swing out to the right, I would say even going 70-80 degrees over is really only when you're starting to notice some wash on this matte screen, and even at that point it's only washing by maybe 5 or 10% at the very most. So it's a great screen. If we tilt it back here, it is washing out more from the bottom. Screens tend to not perform as well on the vertical when it comes to wash, but I think this is a great screen. SAGER has always been really good about selecting great screens to put in their systems for stock screens. If you wanted to go with a glossy screen, we do have some glossy screen upgrade options. The 9150 comes stock with a 15.6 inch glossy screen. This comes stock with a matte screen. But of course, if you want to, you can upgrade the screen on our website. Okay, next we just wanted to run over the port package that you get on this 9130. Starting on the left there, That's that IEEE 1394A FireWire. RJ45 Ethernet LAN. You'll see 3 areas of blue in there actually. First 2 are USB 3.0 ports, and the third one is a eSATA and a 3.0 USB combo. One thing to note on this left one, that is a powered USB 3.0 port. So if you wanted to charge your cell phone or plug in an iPod and the laptop was shut down, you could still charge those external devices. Memory card reader. This is a 9-in-1 reader, which is really pretty nice. If you're in an industry that uses memory cards, like your photographer, videographer, it's nice to see SAGER using 9-in-1 memory card readers pretty much on all their systems now. Looking at like some of the ASUS and MSI comparable models, you're only getting like 4-in-1 or 3-in-1 card readers. Swinging around the front, no ports on the front. You do have 2 indicator lights there. The left one is your battery, and then the right one is just showing that you're plugged into power. Right side of the system, optical drive there. This is just a standard DVD-CD combo. You can upgrade that to a Blu-ray, or if you want to, you can opt for a Blu-ray player or Blu-ray reader even. Audio jacks. You have a headphone, microphone, SPDIF, and then a line out. This does support 7.1 channel external audio as well. Finishing up the ports there, that is a USB 2.0, and then your Kensington lock jack. Swinging around to the back, there's one of our exhaust vents. It does have 2. It does have 2 independent fans. We'll pull off the back cover for you here in just a minute as well, and you can actually see those fans. For the back ports, that is a DisplayPort 1.1 on the left. HDMI 1.4 does also support HDCP as well. And then that's your DVI port if you want to run to an external monitor. Most laptops that we're seeing outside of SAGER have those 15-pin VGA ports, but SAGER's opted to go with the DVI. And then of course you can see our power plugged in there as well. So that pretty much wraps up the ports on this 9130. Okay, we just want to show you sort of the look of this 9130. This is a replacement from last year's 8130. Overall, it's a very similar look. It's a hard plastic shell. I believe this one is slightly darker. This is pretty much a black, whereas the 8130, in my opinion, was more of a deep gray. But overall, it has the same look. The LED lights at the top, we'll go over those real quick just to show you, but number lock, caps lock, and scroll lock. And then you have 3 more indicator lights up here, which is hard drive activity, Wi-Fi, and then that BT initial in there stands for Bluetooth, of course. Overall, SAGER's really known for having a very sleek, minimalistic look. The back cover itself is also just a hard plastic. Most SAGERs, there'll be a SAGER logo in here. You can select to unbrand your SAGER laptop if you like, and then we can actually remove that SAGER emblem in there. And that's why it's not on this 9130. There is some slight gloss around the screen, which I think is kind of nice. But overall, it's a very minimal look. SAGER usually doesn't go too overboard with adding LED lights and extreme finishes to different surfaces of their systems, which definitely helps cut down on the cost of the systems as well. And in my opinion, this 9130 is definitely a great value. Okay, going over point device and keyboard. This 9130 unfortunately doesn't come with a backlit keyboard. We saw with the other two models in this SAGER 9000 series, the 9150 and 9170, those actually do have backlit keyboards. We've had some customers request to see if you can install a backlit keyboard on this 9130, and unfortunately how the backlit keyboard wires into the motherboard on this 9130 is different. So you can't actually go in and have a backlit keyboard. Overall, the keyboard's very nice. There's no flex to it really whatsoever. You are seeing it move a little bit, but that's the whole laptop moving there. Point device is really nice. It's a continued finish across the whole palm rest area. The clickers are pretty standard. They're a little bit louder than I would like them to be, but they operate just fine. In the middle there, you can see is a fingerprint reader. We still have this little piece of blue protection on there from when we unboxed it. So when you do get your system and you want to install that security feature of a fingerprint reader, you're going to want to make sure you remove that. So overall, keyboard and point device is pretty standard for this SAGER. Speakers. This year, SAGER's teamed up with ONKYO, which is really nice. For your speaker package, you do have two speakers located up here under this grill, and you might be able to make them out there on the left and right side. And you do have a subwoofer that's located on the bottom. So it's nice to see that SAGER is taking a step in the right direction and improved the sound quality on their systems. Looking back to some of the systems of last year and the year before, the sound package that you got on these systems really wasn't that great at all. So they've definitely stepped it up on this 9130. Okay, in the BIOS of this 9130, there's not a ton you can do in laptop BIOS. There usually never is. Actually, in the SAGER BIOS setup compared to like ASUS and MSI, there is a little bit more that you do have control over. Just some general system information. Your motherboard series, that P151EM is in there. You can see the graphics card there. Our SATA ports, we just have that 500 gigabyte hard drive in there, just a standard CD DVD combo for the optical bay. Moving over to advanced, there's some more stuff that you can do here. In SATA mode, this is RAID capable, which is nice. Boot logo, if you wanted to not have the SAGER logo pop up when you're booting up, then just the Clevo logo would load. So you can change that. Just some other small things that you can change in the BIOS. Not a ton. Security, just set up a system password. You'll see that option pretty much in any laptop that you have. Boot priorities, you can go in and change these if you like. And then of course exit. Again, not a lot you can do in the BIOS, but that is the BIOS setup for this 9130. Okay, we just got done running some 3D Mark Vantage benchmark scores. This does have that nVIDIA GeForce GTX 670 graphics card in it with the new 3rd gen 3610 quad mobile for processor in it. First score, 13,700-ish, is really good coming from a 670. This is just a stock score. Even looking back to the previous version of this 9130, which was the 8130, when those had those 460 GTX cards in them, or even the 560 GTX card, we were seeing maybe overclocked 10,000 points with the 560 and only right around 8,000 with the 460. So this is a really good score. This graphics card isn't user upgradable, so you can't put like the 675 in this, or there's new 7970s from AMD. If you do want to upgrade your GPU, you're going to want to go with the 9150, which is sort of the big brother to this 9130. But overall, great score, and you know, hopefully that gives you some insight into what this graphics card can do. Okay, we just wanted to show you some thermal temperatures, some pictures that'll be popping up on your screen here. We've been running 3D Mark Vantage scores for about the last hour and a half, so the CPU and GPU have been running really hard. So these are probably going to be the max temps that you would see on this 9130. Keyboard area is getting a little bit warmer than we thought we would see, getting close to 100 degrees. That's fairly typical on most laptops, especially when, you know, we're running the CPU and GPU so hard. Looking at the exhaust vents in the back, this does have the dual vents, and here in just a minute we'll pull off the back cover so you can actually see those fans, but there's a lot of hot air coming out of there. We're seeing 120 degrees get pulled out of there. If you noticed on those benchmark, that 3D Mark Vantage score that we just showed you, temperatures got up to about 74 degrees Celsius, which is I think about 160 degrees Fahrenheit. So the fact that you're seeing temperatures of 120 degrees getting pulled out of there really isn't uncommon. You know, that's where you want all the heat pulled out of, is those vents. So it didn't surprise us seeing temperatures up to that 120 degree Fahrenheit mark. Looking at the AC adapter, the power brick, it is a 120 watt AC adapter, in case we hadn't mentioned that. It is getting pretty warm, 110 degrees ish in there. That's fairly common for a 120 watt power brick. If it was a 150, 180, or even a 220, you would probably see temperatures 10 degrees higher than that, actually. Okay, on the inside and the guts of this little guy, we do have two fans on either side there, which is really nice. One for the CPU there on the left, and then one for the GPU on the right. Earlier we had mentioned GPU is not user upgradable. If you do want a 15.6 inch SAGER laptop that you can upgrade the GPU on, we would go ahead and recommend the 9150 if you wanted to upgrade to like the GTX 675 or the AMD 7970. Overall, the really nice thing about SAGER is that they don't have any void warranty stickers everywhere. These stickers that you are seeing are just like caution, heat. Those are over the heat sinks there that you can see. Zooming in there, that's 2 of the 4 RAM slots. This does have 4 DIMMs. Stock, it comes with 8 gigabytes, 1600 megahertz. The 2 other sticks, SAGER's put under the keyboard, which is really nice because that area is a little bit harder to access. So it's nice that they, you know, did the hard labor, I guess, if you will, and put the sticks in the place that's a little bit harder to access. So if you wanted to add RAM, it's pretty easy. Going up to the top there, that is the single hard drive stock, like we had mentioned at the beginning of the video. This has a 500 gigabyte 7200 RPM hard drive. The hard drive itself has its own cover. This, you know, fits right under there, which was taken off by 2 screws. Back cover, I believe, was 4 screws to get it off. So getting access back here really isn't too hard. SAGER's made it, you know, you're able to access everything, which is really nice. And of course, there's no void of warranty, any sort of stickers like that. So it's really nice that SAGER does allow you to go in and upgrade components on your own without it voiding the entire laptop warranty itself. So hopefully that gives you some perspective of the inside. At the top there, it's a battery. It just is an 8-cell battery, pops right in. AC adapter, I don't know if we mentioned, it is 120 watt AC adapter, 76.96 watt per hour. We'll sort of zoom in there so you can check that out if you like. Overall, it doesn't have 2 drives as far as hard drive bays go. It just has the one, but if you wanted to, you could opt out of that optical bay there and put in another hard drive as well. So hopefully that gives you some perspective of the inside of this 9130. Okay, we just wanted to show you really quick how this 9130 from SAGER is going to arrive. It is going to come double boxed from XOTIC PC. SAGER does a really nice job of packaging their systems. Pulling out the case, inside the case here, if we can, once we get inside, you'll see this is where your AC adapter is going to be and your power cord, some other smaller accessories and such are inside the case, and it's nice that this 9130 actually comes with a case. And pulling out the laptop here, it does come nicely wrapped in plastic, and there's some styrofoam around it, and it's put together really, really nice. So hopefully that gives you some idea of how this 9130 is going to arrive at your door. And thank you for watching XOTIC PC's video review of this new SAGER NP9130. This is sort of the little brother to the 9150, which we had mentioned probably earlier in the video. Overall, a great system. The 15.6-inch matte Full HD screen, in my opinion, is one of the better screens that I've seen in quite a long time on a 15-inch laptop. It's very similar to the previous 8130. The look is slightly darker. Of course, if you didn't like this plain look and you wanted to put a custom skin, or we do have some new carbon fiber customization options that we've talked about in previous video reviews, but it's something that we're very proud of, and we've gotten a really great positive response from our customer base with that option. So if you didn't want to, have this look, you could personalize it with the look of your own. So thank you again for watching. Definitely go on our website and check out this 9130. Our website again is exoticpc.com. That's XOTIC PC.com, and check it out. If you have any questions, you can contact us via our 1-800 number, which is listed on our website, or email in at sales@exoticpc.com, or we also have a live chat feature where we have sales reps on there 7 days a week now. Of course, if you have any questions about this system, or you'd like to leave any comments about this review, or you'd like to see any other laptop reviews, definitely leave those below in the YouTube comments on this video. So thank you again for watching, and we will see you in the next review.